My dear friends in the Lord, a blessed day. This is Father June Limbaga, and welcome to Encounter. In the heart of Christ, there is always a space for everyone. If you are lost, He will seek you out and find you. If you are broken, He will care for you and heal your wounds. For Christ is the Good Shepherd. Like the gate, in Christ there is security, there is belongingness, there is access. He will protect you from any harm. He will provide you with graces in abundance that there is nothing more to want. He will willingly give His life even unto death, if only to bring you back to Him, that you may dwell in His love and share in the fullness of His life. How many times have we been lost like sheep? Lost in confusion, lost in pain, lost in sin. And in this time of being lost, we hear a plurality of voices. Some are offering us easy way out solutions. Some are telling us to give up the fight. And even some are calling us worthless or good for nothing. And yet, we must listen to only the voice of Christ, who calls us by name, who affirms us that we are important, who reminds us that we are valuable, and who assures us to stay where we are, even with our inability to go back, so that He will search for us, and we can be found by His love, and He can bring us safely home. Loved by the Good Shepherd, we must also give the people entrusted to our care the best possible welfare. Let us unlock the gate of our heart so that people we have avoided to be in contact with could find entrance, and so that people we have been in conflict with could find healing. Difficult? Yes, it is. Painful? Certainly. Yet when we suffer for doing what is good, it is good suffering. For it allows us to unleash the goodness in us. At the same time, it also allows us to radiate the goodness of God. I remember the story of Reuben, which I first heard narrated to us by then Father Chito, now Cardinal Tagle, in one of our classes in the subject of priesthood. He shared that one time during Holy Week, he was proposing to include Reuben as one of the 12 who would be acting as apostles whose feet would be washed by the priest. But when he presented the plan, the members of the pastoral council immediately rejected the proposal. Why? Because Reuben was mentally challenged. Reuben had mental problems, and they were afraid that during the solemn celebration, Reuben might create a sin which would distract the people and destroy the solemnity of the occasion. But he insisted to include Reuben. Come Holy Thursday, 12 persons dressed like apostles were sitting there at the altar, and one of them was Reuben. and he was grinning from ear to ear, especially when the priest was washing his feet. He was like telling the people all around, you see, Father is washing my feet. But all the people, especially the members of the council, just waited for the time that Reuben would create a scene and disrupt the solemnity. But he never did. And then after washing all the feet of the 12, the priest told them, just as Jesus washed your feet as an act of love, go and wash the feet of the people you love. And when Reuben heard this, with a pitcher of water and a basin, he immediately walked as if running towards a certain corner where an elderly woman was, with gray hair and wrinkled skin, and she was also grinning from ear to ear. She was Reuben's mother, and she was also mentally challenged. And when Reuben reached her, he immediately bent down and took the feet of his mother and washed it. And then he stood up, and in the face of all, they just embraced each other. A mother and a son, labeled by others as crazy, yet so unafraid to express their love for each other. When our hearts are attached to Christ, our hearts would be opened for anyone. Attached to Christ, the heart is able to love. This is another episode of Encounter. Always remember, God loves you just because.